on the broadcast this hour.
Vetting committee rejects Stella Langant's nomination to cabinet. Masengeli to outline security plan for Nane protest. And Sinwar's appointment highlights Iran-Hamas's control Israel claims.
Iqra 3 p.m. news begins now.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. 1 minute past 3. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Welcome to Iqra News. My name is Ramla Abdi. The National Assembly Committee on Appointment has rejected the nomination of Stella Langant as President William Ruto's nominee for gender. The committee recommended Langant's rejection service as Director of Administration in the Ministry of Interior in a report tabled before the House. The report, tabled by Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah, cleared the rest of President Ruto's cabinet nominees. The committee generated the report after concluding approval hearing on Sunday, having vetted 20 cabinet nominees. Once approved, the names will be forwarded to the president for appointment. If a nominee is rejected, the president is required to submit a new name that will go through the vetting process. Records showed that the appointing committee charged with vetting cabinet secretary nominees had received 1,300 submissions against the individuals. The speaker highlighted that the rest of the submissions generally opposed the appointment of more than one nominee, and some were unrelated to the vetting exercise.
That taking into consideration the findings of the Committee on Appointments in its second report on the vetting of the nominees for appointment to the offices of Cabinet Secretaries, the Honorable Professor Kithure Kindiki, Dr. Deborah Mlongo Barasa, Honorable Alice Wahome EGH, Mr. Julius Migos Ogamba EBS, Roslinda Soipantuya EGH, Pio Wandai, Hassan Ali Joho. Honorable Speaker rejects the appointment of Ms. Stella Soy Langat.
Meanwhile, former Cabinet Secretary Moses Kuria has weighed in on the recent cabinet reshuffle, appearing to suggest that Mount Kenya region may have received the short end of the stick. Kuria, one of Ruto's cabinet members who was dismissed, claimed that while the Raila-led ODM wing presented a list of well-known political hotshots, the Mount Kenya region presented little-known individuals with unclear credentials. He was speaking in Subukia during the funeral of Professor Ngungi Njoroge. According to Kuria, one of the voter-rich regions' miscalculations, or rather leading up to the last general election, was the lack of their own party. According to Kuria, several politicians, including the deputy president, criticized him when he asked them to join one party ahead of the 2022 elections. Moving away from those stories is that Acting Inspector General of Police Gilbert Masengeli is this afternoon set to address a media conference over a planned Nane march tomorrow. Masengeli had in remarks while meeting regional security chiefs yesterday urged Kenyans to participate in tomorrow's Nane march, to do so within the confines of the law. He emphasized that security agencies are prepared to maintain peace across the country. Masengeli vowed that the farm police action on criminal elements and called for cooperation from members of the public. The acting IG also encouraged the police to deploy innovative approaches in tackling emerging crimes such as cybercrime, terrorism, violent extremism, and banditry. Thursday's planned protest, dubbed Nane March, will seek to demand transparency in the governance. The protest organizers have called for the resignation of leaders unable to fulfill their mandate. And President William Ruto now says that he formed a broad-based government because he wants to unite the country in achieving economic transformation. Speaking in Rukuriri in Runyenjes, Embu County, Ruto said that the new inclusive government will tame incitement and enable the country to be focused on development. He went on to say that this way the country can look for taxes as one team because what is collected belongs to all Kenyans. It is on that note that he seemingly suggested, or rather, said that he will not want to be nicknamed Zakayo alone.
Mimi juzi nimeunda serikali ya kuunganisha Wakenya wote, kwa sababu sitaki fitina tena na Mkenya yeyote. Kama ni kulipa madeni, tulipe pamoja. Kama ni kutafuta ushuru, tutafute pamoja. Mimi peke yangu nisiitwe Sakayo. Sisi wote tupange mambo ya kutafuta ushuru ya Kenya. Kwani pesa mimi natafuta ya Kenya inaenda kwa akaunti yangu? Si inaenda kwa akaunti yetu sisi wote. Kwa hivyo kila mtu sasa akuje akuwe Sakayo. Tutafute hiyo ushuru pamoja.
And the name has been used to refer to President William Ruto after he introduced several tax measures after taking power in 2022. The president previously said he did not mind being called Zakayo as long as he was doing the right thing for the country. The cabinet secretary nominees Hassan Joho, Blue Economy, Wycliffe Oparanya Cooperatives, Opio Wandai Energy and Petroleum, and John Mbadi Treasury were top officials in the opposition party. Elsewhere, the Chief of the Defence Forces CDF General Charles Kahiriri hosted United Kingdom Army Commander CGS General Sir Roland Walker, who paid him a courtesy call at the Defence Headquarters in Nairobi. The two discussed Kenya-UK bilateral cooperations in security, with a key focus on counter-terrorism efforts, Kenya Defence Forces KDF stated. Kenya-UK cooperation includes joint training and exercises, the trilateral construction of counter-insurgency, terrorism and stability operations training center between Kenya, UK and US, as well as the development of the Kenya Navy Marines. KDF said General Walker pledged continued cooperation in enhancing Kenya Defence Forces capacity to boost KDF contribution to regional peace, security and stability, owing to her position as an anchor state in the region. And the National Environment Management Authority, NEMA, has invited the public to give their views on the proposed color coding system on or before August 16th of 2024. In a notice, NEMA proposed the proposed green for organic waste, blue for recyclable waste and black for general waste, so as to ensure that public and private sector entities segregate the non-hazardous waste into organic and inorganic fractions. The move is in line with Section 12 of the Sustainable Waste Management Act, which requires the Cabinet Secretary, in consultation with the authority and the county governments, to gazette the National Color Coding System for Waste Management. On July 8th, the authority announced the enforcement of a mandate requiring the use of 100% biodegradable garbage bags for organic waste collection. The public views are to be done through email info@nema.go.ke or any of NEMA's social media platforms.
On to the international news.
On to the international news is that Israeli Foreign Minister Israeli Katz has again taken to social media to slam Hamas's appointment of Yahya Sinwar as its leader. In a new post on X, Katz said Sinwar's promotion sends a clear message to the world that the Palestinian issue is now completely controlled by Iran and Hamas. The Israeli minister also claimed Israel's occupation of the West Bank is justified because it is the only thing stopping Hamas from fully taking over. He also blamed Iran, a Hamas ally, for allegedly trying to smuggle weapons into Jordan and the occupied West Bank. This as Israeli jets created a sonic boom in the skies over Lebanon at least twice, causing loud booming sounds to echo over its capital, Beirut. The first sonic boom was extremely loud as it was heard from east of Beirut neighborhood, while the second was fainter. Israeli jets regularly violate Lebanese airspace and perform mock air raids over areas of the country, terrifying residents. And now you're up to date on Iqra News at 10 minutes past 3. For more on these and other stories, do join us at 6 p.m. for another full bulletin in Swahili. My name is Ramla. Abdi.